Today is the day. After 6 grueling weeks of competition, in which we participated in 30 matches of Magic the Gathering, just hoping and praying for a chance to climb the leaderboards just enough to creep into the coveted top 8, we have arrived at the end of this series. 121 players entered and just 8 are awarded the opportunity to participate in a top 8 MegaDraft to take home the title of Foundations Gauntlet League champion. After a league-wide 1,313 matches, our 30 matches were just enough to award us one of those precious top 8 spots. On your screen now you can see who joined us in the top 8 and who we will be competing against in today's top 8 MegaDraft. Our 21-9 record was good enough for 5th place, but none of that matters now as records reset and there are just 3 matches left. The format of the top 8 MegaDraft sure is an interesting one, and if you want to see how the draft went, check out the video at the top of the description to see our deck. You'll definitely want to have an idea of what we're playing with before watching today's match, and that video details the entire format that we're playing as well as covers the draft portion of this event. Today's video covers the third and final match of these top 8 finals against Sepulcher, and while we weren't able to win our opening match of this tournament, we were able to snag the second, giving us a record of 1-1, and a win in today's final match could secure us as high as a 2nd place finish if tiebreakers go our way. On your screen now you can see the other matchups of this third round and how things currently stand. So without any further ado, let's dive into today's match. Alright, our opponent does go first, and they are commandering Zur Eternal Schemer here. It's a little bit of an Esper build. This hand on the draw is not great with the companion because they could just play Zur on turn 3 and then this thing can't even attack, but the Felidar Savior makes that at least a little bit better. I don't think it's worth mulliganing. Well, that's actually really good. Enchantment creatures you control are Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof, and then they can't activate that if I were to use Arrest on it, so that's pretty good. Oh no, a crab. Come on, all I've got is just a pesky 3/1 that wants to get in. Okay, no white yet. That's good. Am I willing to trade Companion for the crab here? I think I probably am. Because they could use this to make it a 2/3. Oh, well maybe that changes things. It would still trade, though. Getting at this off the battlefield seems good to me. Okay, they don't want to trade. So do I play the Parent or the Seething Hound here? Let's see. Any counter spells? The Winds of Rebuke. There's an Urtai's Scorn and a Refute. So there's 2 counter spells. So what would I rather get countered? The Sterling Hound or the Parent? I think the Sterling Hound I'd rather get countered. So let's play that. And it did get countered, and there's plenty of counter spells over there. Okay. I guess I just play On-Crop Champion, I think is the best play. And then potentially next turn the Savior could put counters on that and make it attack through this. Still no white for Zur yet. That is very annoying. I could play Prideful Parent and Anthem of Champions. That seems good. So let's do that. Attack here. No need to exert. we have an Arrest and a Savior in hand. The Savior could help the companion attack, and the Arrest could help other things attack, I guess. I don't expect the on-crop champion to make it much longer in this world. What does this have? Ward 2? Yeah, that's annoying. I mean, if I drew a land, I could go Arrest in this, but the Ward is annoying. What's dying? Yeah. As I figured, the champion is down. I would like to Arrest the Sphinx. That is like the biggest issue on the board right now. Oh, they're just going for it. Okay. Well then, do I Arrest the Crab and bash for 9? That also seems okay. Yeah, that's the play I thought would happen here, because that's got Vigilance. Dutiful Griffin, huh? Well, it's also pretty good. Guess I'm just going to play that as a 5/5 flyer. So this comes down as a 2/3 flyer, right? Yeah. Alright, Zurashur is coming next turn. Non-aura enchantment becomes a creature in addition to its types, which isn't really going to matter. But it will give this, what does it say? Death Touch? Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof? That's annoying. I think I need to kill the Marauding Sphinx. Right? I mean, I could also put the Felidar Savior and put the counter here and here. But Zurashur next turn is going to give this flying creature Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof, which is going to just trade with this. Guaranteed. I think I want to put it on the Sphinx here. And then the question becomes, do I want to trade with the Crab or not? I could attack with the Prideful Parent, which they would have to pump this twice and make it a 4/1. And I think I would like to trade with the Crab. Could also just choose to bounce it, but I mean, question becomes like, does he want to bounce it? Because the Companion, I don't think I want to trade for the Initiate. Next turn I can put a counter on the Companion and have good attacks with it. So let's attack here. I see, that's interesting. Okay. So something's gonna die, or you could just choose to bounce it and then take no damage. Okay. Chose to just bounce. Alright, Zurashur is going to make this thing a 2/3 flying, lifelinking, death touching creature here. And I've got no more removal. I used it already. It's also pretty good. I think I just, at this point, have to trade the Dutiful Griffin off for the 2/3. I don't really... I mean, it's just going to... It's not doing much else. So where do I want the counter to go? I could put it on the Initiate's Companion and then still present the same issue as last turn to them. But now the Initiate can't trade with the Companion. Like I said, I think the Griffin has to just trade for the Vector Glider at this point. Sure, yeah, that makes sense here. Because you could just recast the Zerasher. Okay. Any land, any untapped land lets me cast Queen Alanal and Felidar Savior here. Alright, guess got the last card. Got the Felidar Savior out of the hand. Good for you. And then Asher can still come down. Oh, more removal, huh? Guess get rid of this Tails? Yeah, that's all good. For you, I mean. Not for me, but for you. Great. No, get rid of the Prideful Parent. Okay. That means I can attack with the Canyon Crab. That's perfect. Or, I mean, I can attack into the Canyon Crab here. Because it turns it into a 2/3. Sure. Play the queen. And end the turn here. Oof, draw 3. That's good. I have 3 enchantments I can sacrifice to this, but none of them I really want to be sacrificing. More big fat butt creatures. Alright, attack here. Play Red Tooth Vanguard. And that's it. Really need something. So that tells me this is likely a land. Oh, crap. Sorry. Haunted Figment, sure. So this come down, I think it just comes down to the 3/2. One of these abilities comes down as like a 4/4, but I don't think that's this one. Embalm? Or Eternalize, I think is the 4/4. So this has crew 3, so you could... Don't think there's good blocks on these 2 here. Red Tooth Vanguard, does that have attacks is the question. I mean, it could trade with the Canyon Crab, maybe? And I guess in that case, I just attack with everything, right? Yeah, pretty much. just get in with everything here. Oh, the Marauding Sphinx can still crew. Oh, can't crew vehicles. Okay, thank goodness. I guess they made the play that they did thinking it could crew vehicles. Oof. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and probably make a couple sideboarding decisions here and then get into game number 2. All right, we go second here. He did change commanders to blue-green, which is interesting. Okay, yeah, lots of blue cards in the pool. All right, sure. Yeah, I think I'll keep this. I brought in the Broken Wings and stuff. Broken Wings and Spider Food because of the Mystical Tether, because of the commander itself, all sorts of things like that. The Modern Age. I mean, these are things that I could just kill technically. Granted, they would have already gotten a little bit of value, but I mean, there was a good amount of targets for the Broken Wings. Same with the Cathar Commando. All these things can trade pretty well, I think. Spend this only to cast spells with mana value 5 or greater, or spells with X in their mana cost. Okay. Sure. All right, let's play, I guess, the Commando. And then saddle here and attack. Scry, I don't think we need another land here. And the turn, I could just trade Commando for the Modern Age like right now if I wanted to. I'll see if they present a better target. This could be rough if they start going really, really big. Okay, I think the Broken Wings is going to have to kill that. Now the question is, do I want to trade this for the Commando? I don't, or for the Vector Glider? I don't think I do because I still want another saddle target here. So let's go to my turn, play a land, play this, and then saddle and attack here. I don't think that's good enough. That doesn't really do anything right now. I mean, it puts a counter on something, but like, hopefully I can do better than that. No plays. Interesting. Okay. Thunder Lasso. So it equips +1/+1, and whenever it attacks, tap a creature. All right. Let's do that then. See if there's a counter spell here. Yeah. That's good, I think, so we'll keep it. Go to first strike, and now the question is, do I hold up Royal Treatment and Cathar Commando, or just play the trainee here? I think I'm going to play another creature out. It leaves me tapped out for a moment, but I think I want to get another creature down. I probably need to play these two creatures off curve by one just so I can hold up Royal Treatment starting next turn. I guess it depends on if things survive here, which they do. So let's, I guess, keep attacking. His trained Airings has gone the distance. Voracious Varmint. You know, it's actually not bad considering... I mean... I don't know. It might not be good enough, but it could just trade with this Vector Glider here. If I want it to. Let's see if they choose to counter my commander here. It looks like it. Okay. That's fine. Hopefully that means Tanuki can resolve at some point here. Got him down to 11 already. Might be screwed on blue mana, but maybe Troyan isn't able to help because this can only cast expensive stuff. Canyon Crab. Yeah, that's a card. An annoying one. What if I just attacked with everything? I mean, I can now saddle using the Varmint here. They clearly have something, and it's not Troyan's ability. Because this could only cast a 4-drop, and they don't have blue right now. Could just use the Varmint to kill the Vector Glider. This lets me cast Tanuki next turn and also have Royal Treatment up, but I don't think I need to top a land to guarantee that. Sure. Alright, hold up Royal Treatment still. A couple days ago in match number 1, we got our opponent all the way down to 2, but couldn't quite survive from there. Yeah, that's just a big creature, isn't it? It's actually quite good here. Lets me still keep up Royal Treatment. So let's do this and then pass the turn here. Karn. Okay. I believe Sepulchre's Pool has 2 of these Karns. Good thing it's not like one of the necessarily better planeswalkers. Guess you could pay 2 and then look at a card on the top of your library here. That's fine. Sure. And now I have an interesting decision here. Because if I use Royal Treatment on this, they're dead in 2 turns. They have 1 draw step plus Karn to find an answer to Dutiful Griffin. Or I could just use Royal Treatment. Or hold Royal Treatment as protection, which I think is the right choice. I've drawn all of my artifact enchantment removal here. All right, let's play this. Play the Tanuki, use it to saddle, and then attack with everything? We have to watch our back a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. A 4/4 with reach. Is that good enough? I mean, that's probably good. This would deal 6. So are they willing to... Okay, so this means Dutiful Griffin is lethal next turn. Alright, in the turn. Let's see. Clearly they have to dig for an answer for the Dutiful Griffin. Okay. Just deciding how much to use Karn's -1 for, I assume. Looking at 4, I guess. Yep. Oh, okay, that's a flyer, I guess, yeah. Maybe there's a world we still have lethal here. Alright, I'm going for it. What could go wrong, right? If they don't block the Trained Erranks, I win. I guess they don't block the Jukai trainee. Yeah, that was a little maybe not smart on my part. Yeah, that wasn't the smartest thing to do. I got a little overexcited. Probably should not have attacked with the Tanuki. I just thought that, I mean, they go to 2 here. I could either... So there's 2 things I can do. I can save my Dutiful Griffin, but lose my Tanuki, or I can trade all 4 of these cards here and then still have 3 lethal creatures next turn, and they will have 2 blockers, but Karn can change that. Conversely, I use the Royal Treatment here, and then I have a 5/5 flyer, which they have to find an answer to, or they lose, but they have a 7/7 as well, and I don't have a 6/5. So the question is, like, do I want my 5/5 at the expense of getting rid of their 7/7? Next turn, I'm drawing an on-crop champion, for good or for bad. Karn is going to help find another answer, so I think I'm just going to do this. It might not be right, but hopefully this... Also, hopefully I'm not dead on the backswing. I don't think I am. But we now have 4 lethal creatures, so... I mean, attacking with the Tanuki, even though I threw it away, guaranteed that every single one of these 4 creatures is lethal this turn. So just paying 1 mana to draw a card, it looks like. So if they play a creature, if it's not flying, they have to have a flyer or a removal spell, which is very possible. I've got Zar-Ogenin next turn, and then the following turn on Crop Champion. The fact that they haven't conceded tells me they are not dead on board, which means they either have a flyer or a removal spell in hand. Constantly mousing over the Dutiful Griffin. There's the removal spell. Okay. And I got rid of all of my cards that destroy artifacts and enchantments, including Boseiju and stuff, so... Alright, mana efficiency says I think we gotta just play Zar-Ogenin in here. See if he's got a counter. Nope. Alright, pass it back. Same spot he was in last turn now. Lots of ways to filter through the deck over there, though. And we still have at least 1 or 2 more ways. I think 1 more way to destroy an artifact or enchantment. Maybe 2. We'll have to see. Just play it turn by turn here. So if I attack with this, then my Erynx gets a counter. Never mind. Alright, this is going to be a very similar situation to a couple days ago in the first round, where I got them to 2, and then I just could not push through. Do I have any removal left? I guess I have the... I guess I have both my removal spells left. I have 2 in the deck. Neither of those do anything. Alright, yeah, pass it back. Got nothing. Oh, come on. Yeah, that was just the wrong play to make when I attacked with the Tanuki, I think. Although, like I said, I mean... They would have had this thing anyway, it seems like. I would have used my... more creatures. They would have used... I guess I would still have a Tanuki right now, but they would be at like 4 instead, so, you know, it's tough, but... They're definitely not dead on board because they've got Ominous Sphinx here, so they've got 4 blockers to my 4 attackers. Karn has drawn now, I think, 4 cards? I think we are losing this battle right now. We're just Cannot turn the corner here. And not playing this, which means he's got interaction here. Yeah, I mean, he's got so much ways to loot and draw extra cards, and any land off the top means he's got like 3 extra cards compared to me on that particular turn. So, like I said, there's Winds of Rebuke, which bounces a creature. I just don't see myself winning this one now, getting him down to 2. Sees the Secrets. No, draws 2 cards. Can probably attack with the 7/7 pretty safely. Yeah, that's removal. I don't know how I deal 2 here. Especially considering I think he's got Winds of Rebuke in hand and just is holding it up. +3/+3 and has reach. Ooh, I could exert this to untap other creatures I control. Interesting. Would that do enough for me? I basically just like throw this card away to untap my Dutiful Griffin, but he's got a flyer here. It's all about the Dutiful Griffin at this point, but they're just going to chump it with the Ominous Sphinx. Not to mention, I think he's still got, like I said, the, what's it called in hand? The bounce spell in hand. So I think I'm basically just throwing away this to untap these 2 creatures here. I mean, that's something, I guess. And I could use Favor of Jukai on it, but then they would bounce it to my hand, which is actually probably pretty good for me. I mean, I get to recast it and try to trade here. Plus, it makes their fights worse. No, they're just going to bounce it to my hand. Yeah. Alright, let's see if they use Winds of Rebuke to save their Sandworm, because now the Decisive Denial can just fight. No? Okay. Oh, -2/-2. Cycling or discarding a card. That was brutal. Yeah, that works. Dang, now this thing can just fight whatever it wants. Yeah, that was pretty much the game there, I think. Wow, did not see like channeling a card and discarding a card being the thing that worked this one out. So yeah, is this an instant? Yeah, it's got to be his counterspell. It's tough. Definitely tough. I think we got bested this one. 2 life is not 0 life, and I think it comes back to that turn of attacking with the Tanuki. They've also just drawn really well, but I can't say really well because he's been looting and drawing extra cards. So yeah. I think we're pretty much done, if I had to guess. Yeah, it's another reach creature. This thing plus that can still let them cast that. I don't really know how much that does at this point. So after he wins this game, he's going to have to go back to the Zerasher deck, in which case the sideboarding plan that I made is going to be a little bit better, probably. I mean, at this point, he can just go to town with the flyers and the snare spinner, and I probably just lose. Oh, this doesn't even have flying anymore. It lost all abilities. Yeah, oh well. So the play I made probably, it was cute, but it probably still wasn't good enough. I mean, as long as they have this, the take up the shield doesn't really matter here. Man, I need to, this last game, just crack down and not get overzealous with the attacks, thinking that I've got lethal when Jukai Trainee doesn't pump itself and the Royal Roll. It was tough. 9. Sure. I mean, doesn't really matter, like I said. Another flyer. Come on, let's go. Not you taking long. I just am kicking myself here. I mean, I don't know. 5. I guess just gain a couple of life here. I don't really have anything else to be doing. Says nice. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. I mean, I'm still pretty dead. but, you know. I guess you could just count it up at this point. Okay, this is exactly 13. 5 plus 8 is 13. I mean, I guess I could block this thing. I don't know. Maybe they've got clearly... Yeah, I mean, if it's some sort of combat trick, I just... It doesn't really matter at this point. I don't have much going on for me. So I do have the shore up, but you know, like I said, it doesn't really matter. A 7-7, you say. Alright, so now we got to go to game 3, playing against the Zur Asher deck, because you can't win with the same commander twice. So, sideboarding plan should work against that, so let's see if we can get the win in game 3. Alright, we go first here, and we need a little bit of help, some creatures off the top, but we got a ton of creatures in this deck, and ways to protect this one to help us keep going. So, I think I'm going to keep it here. And probably hold the desert for cycling in the event that we flood out a little bit. All right, down to the last game. I believe I haven't done the math, although you'll see a graphic at the end of this video here. Haven't done the math, but if we win this, I believe we get 3rd in the league, and if we lose, also haven't done the math, but I think it's somewhere around 6th or 7th. So, let's see if we can get in here. All right, companion, do your worst. Oh, went back to Tatiova. I see, okay. Sure. Okay, I will choose to untap this land, and then end the turn. If I need to take up the shield or something, I can. If not, I can cycle the desert here. Come on. You gotta play an 06. That just throws my game off so much. Okay. I guess I can tap it again and try to keep getting in? Or do I just do that on their end step here? Because they're going to block this. I could deal 4 here, maybe. Play the townsfolk, hold these 2 things up. Sure. Makes sense. Play townsfolk. Don't want a 5-drop, which means you probably don't have a 5th land in hand. I'm wondering if there's a counter spell to counter the townsfolk here. Looks like there likely is. Oh, I see. Okay. Sure. Could still have shore up. They were getting priority there, so I'll have to keep that in mind. But if he plays the Marauding Sphinx, he's tapped out of shore up here. Cycling a Sandworm. It's probably a good sign for me. Yeah, my turn. Boseiju. That's pretty good against Rune Sealed Wall. I think we just need to do that. Gets a land, but yeah, let's do that. Hopefully I'm still able to connect with all these creatures here. Looks like not. Probably going to block the companion here. I think I just have to take up the shield as opposed to glory. Oh, just a concession. Yeah, I guess I didn't have much else left in hand. Wow, okay, that means we got the win here. I don't know what the math does as far as how we ended up in the tiebreakers as far as finishing, but I'm gonna make a cut to that right now, and you're gonna see the end of the Foundations Gauntlet League. This long journey here, going 2-1 in the Mega Draft. I feel like shooting for a 2-1 in any top 8 draft is a pretty reasonable goal, and I was able to achieve just that in my first ever top 8. We couldn't get the trophy in this one, but I'm super happy and proud with my finish to this AGL. You can check out the rest of the round 3 results here, and these results were good enough to secure us a podium finish. Tiebreakers put us up in 3rd place overall. Congrats to Rezra on his first ever league win. And I hope you all enjoyed this series. I hope to chronicle more of these leagues in the future, but as this one wrapped up during the holiday season, I won't be posting any about the current Pioneer Masters League unless I go on some sort of crazy run and have a top 8 run again. But either way, thanks for tuning in.